And we're live. Episode 10. This is, wow, what a benchmark.
Wow.
Actually,
If you would have
it's kind of,
told me when we started that we were getting all the way to episode 10, I would have been like, I fucking hope so.
yeah, it's kind of crazy how
So
fast it came, though.
it's true. Story of my life.
Nice. Starting off episode 10 with a bang, with a heater.
And a clap.
Oh, yeah, and a clap. It's a good, felt quiet.
Mine was pretty quiet too. Not all claps can be the greatest, or
No.
else none of them are.
No, we had a little clapping competition when we were playing poker last weekend.
Ooh, that's true. That was a fun time.
Ian had the loudest clap. I think you were second. You had a good clap.
I'll take that.
Mine,
I'll take second.
Not so great. But I was nailing it with the daps. Joe and I, I walked in, nailed the dap with Joe, walked out, nailed the dap with Joe. It was a good day. We had a good night with poker too.
Agreed.
We went
I did pretty well too. Yeah. I would say one thing that I would always think about is like my career stats. And like I'd love to see like top 5 daps of all time. And then like my longest like dap streak of like crispy daps, like at least like 9.4 out of 10 or better daps. I'd say it's at least like 5 or 6.
I don't know, dude. Crispy daps are hard to
come by. I feel like I'm a pretty decent dapper. And I feel like the elbow propaganda, high. Dude, I think the elbow propaganda is false. I don't think the elbow thing is really a thing.
That's more for high fives.
I don't know if I'm a big believer in the sabermetrics on that though. I feel like in general, yeah. I feel like in general, like if the elbow thing is more of just like a placebo that like, oh, I'm thinking really hard about doing a good high five now. I don't know. Maybe there's some truth to it, but it's never seemed to really do the trick for me. So
we can test the theory. We'll test this theory later.
True. Oh, we should do like a really
case study?
big. Yeah.
And has to be greater than or equal to 30. For all my stat heads out there.
We're my Conciality fans out there. Big shout out. Yeah. Also shout out to my straight men friend groups that have probably also had a who can clap the loudest competition before, because I'm sure that you have.
I feel like it's probably a universal thing along the way somewhere.
I think so.
I tell you what, after people listen to this.
Yeah. Also, the high five invented by Dusty Baker, the MLB manager, former Cub manager.
That's true.
It's one of those things that's always just like, how is that not always a thing?
Dude,
that's another one of those propaganda bits. I don't know.
I saw an awesome tweet today. It was from it was a quote from a Phillies pitcher. I don't know his name, but he was talking about how he invests in Pokemon cards as opposed to investing in sports cards. And he's like,
okay,
Pikachu isn't going to tear his ACL and miss half the season. Charizard isn't going to get a DUI. And
that's so awesome. Fire. That's awesome. That's like it. That's true. That's very true. Sports cards things is always funny to me because it's like, I get that like people are into it, but they only have value if people are willing to pay for it. And like after a guy like retire, like I don't know, I just don't. It's not really for me, but I don't know. People make money off of it.
I'd invest.
They're cool, but it's just like I don't know. Like, how are you telling me that this random like Tyson Bagent card that has a piece of his jersey on it's worth $200? I feel like that's not possible.
I don't know. There's a market for it.
There's a market for it. Yeah, kind of puzzles me, but good for our fellow friends out there.
Mm-hmm. Should we get into our first topic of the day? Bears training camp, as we've covered in it seems like the past 2 or 3 episodes. Training camp's been going on for a while now. They're towards the back end. I think today was the last day that fans were allowed or will be allowed at training camp for the year.
Nice.
It was a joint practice between the Bears and the Bills. Caleb apparently looked good, at least had a hot start. And then sort of the offense dealt with some pre-snap penalties, failed to score on an end of game red zone drill they were running. But we made a trip to training camp. I've gone 4 times in the last 3 weeks. And this most recent time, the 5th time, Graham came along, as well as Aiden, our friend from a hometown friend who's been spending some time becoming a pilot out at Western Michigan University.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back. He came back to come make a trip out to training camp like we did many years ago, way back
What a
when.
legendary time that was.
That was. But we've covered that
still have some souvenirs
already.
We
still
have
some souvenirs. So I guess we'll now cover what we did yesterday, which is pretty fun. You can kick us off.
Yeah. Bears training camp last week. BTC, very, very good week for BTC all around. Shout out to my crypto heads out there. But yeah, training camp was fucking awesome. Like the facility that they're at now, I had no idea that it really even existed. And like it's kind of like football heaven for, I mean, I'm sure every NFL team has like a decently comparable facility, but I believe it was the Walter Payton Center. I don't know if that's the official name,
but the indoor field.
Yeah, it's this beautiful indoor field with really high ceilings, which is, shout out Tory Taylor. All made of wood, and it's just like when you're in there, it's the type of place you feel a little bit more athletic. The vertical, it's a little springier, and you just like you kind of want to run. And us being like the oldest guys in there by like 8 years at least, it was like, okay, we get to find our inner kid again a little bit. So yeah, we got to do the 40-yard dash. We got to do a QB drill. We were thrown into the like pockets of a net, the one that Caleb had the clip on. We got to run some routes and catch a pass. And was that it? What else did we do?
To kick a field goal. Did we mention
kick a field goal? That's facts. So that's what we started with.
Yeah, I should mention that. So people from the Chicago area, sort of like, if you remember what the Rosemont Dome looked like, it was a big, like, inflatable covered field. It had baseball fields in there. What they have at Hallis Hall is the same thing, except it's like a structure. It's not like a inflatable dome. And they set up activities like for kids. These are not activities for adults or anyone over the age of 13. 14.
The closest people to us in there age-wise were all parents, like with young kids. So we were sticking out like sore thumbs, but it was fucking awesome. It was a great time.
It was great. I think we brought a good energy. Like we could have been like just the guys who were 23 years old.
We weren't
like doing
douching around. No.
It was fun. This guy Smalley, the 40-yard dash, quite the performance.
Yeah, shout out to all the Chicagoland 12-year-olds because y'all are slow as hell. I ran the 40, 4.97, I want to say.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
With no shoes. So think about that. Probably would have ran faster with some cleats. Didn't really have warm up. So, and finished in like the dude that was running the times like, whoa, fast time of the day, which like makes you feel good, but I'm not going to think about it too much because like, I probably should have been, but hey, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Made me feel decent, and only fell one time.
Was gonna crack. I didn't think. Yeah. You the first time Graham tried his first attempt, he slipped on the plant leg. Couldn't really get enough traction.
And a big false step, and it was kind of like at least I didn't tear my Achilles. It looked kind of like the Halliburton Achilles tear a little bit.
Yeah,
but I didn't tear my Achilles. So
the only sub 5 time of the day. I think Schmitty ran a 5:03, and I ran a very poor. Very poor 5.24, I believe, was my time.
To be not 5.24, but you did get injured. You were injured. You were injured.
But I'm almost not counting it. I was running my hardest, and I ran through, and I couldn't slow down, and I took a tumble. I'll tell you what. We can't get the film. There's no footage of mine, unfortunately. I rolled out of that. I tripped, and I rolled out of it very smoothly. Like it was a very nice recovery. Smooth. My hip
athletic
took the brunt of the fall. It's feeling better today. Yesterday it was quite sore, but we're doing all right now.
Yeah, that's fire.
And I will say, I consider myself I got decent top end speed. Maybe my Excel's not great, but it's not my strength. My strength is kicking.
Is the 100?
And
and yeah.
I nailed it. I think I probably had the best kick of the day. I don't think there were many kids out there, many 12-year-olds with a better leg than me.
Splitting the uprights.
And I don't want to talk. I don't want to be talking on 12-year-olds' legs, but I had a great kick. And so they don't have a proper set of uprights in there. Like they're not
right.
The
it's just like
NFL
arena
regulation
football,
wide uprights. They are the arena football like width uprights, and they're on a net. So it's a skinny, it's a skinny post. It is not an easy kick. You need a good kick in motion. Graham, excellent hold, my friend. Very nicely done. We drilled it. I was very happy with that. Barefoot, or I had socks on. I'm not going barefoot on the turf like you. It was crazy work. But bring back barefoot kickers.
Oh, facts. That's true. That's true. Can you imagine, like, well, I forget what the dude's name was, but he used to wear like an Ugg boot.
There was a guy who just had like a club for a foot.
Yeah, that's Tom Dempsey, who had the record for the longest field goal of all time for a while.
Had like half a foot.
Yeah, and he had like, if you go back and look at, I want to say it was his record field goal. I think it was like for the win in a pretty big game, and like it's one of the more electric plays of all time. But yeah, he had like a croquet shaft connected to his fucking hip because his foot was cut off, like basically like here. So he just had like a fist for a foot and would just fucking whack that thing, which is awesome. That's like what a cool story of a guy that's like, you know what? I'm born with half a foot. I still need to play this game. I'm gonna find a way to be the fucking best at it. Like, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. And there was so you know how like kickers now, they'll take like their 3 steps back and 2 steps to the side. Like he kicked straight on. Like it was a straight toe punt. There's no toes, but like just took 3 steps back, walked up, and just straight like kicked it like the Nutcracker or something. It was very cool. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really happy with it. Really happy with it. Yeah. I think the Bears worker who was doing that, running that drill said he kicks 25 yarders in his sleep. I think it was a little longer than 25 yards. I don't know.
Oh, that was good from 36, I would say.
I don't know.
Maybe 40.
Yeah, maybe 40. I think I could hit 40. I think on a good day.
Oh, yeah, you could.
I could damn near hit 50. You could probably get, but it'd be hard.
Yeah. I would. That's where the line would be. I would set the line for you at like 48.5, and I would think it'd be a decent line if we had no wind. Of course.
Oh, yeah. Any wind left, right? Might be hard. Well, are we talking first try, or we're getting as many attempts as we want?
I would say you get 3 attempts.
I get 3 attempts.
Minus 1 attempt for every crossbar you hit.
Minus 1.
Could be 1 attempt.
When we were doing the rugby drills, I mean the rugby ball probably has a little bit more. I don't know. The rugby ball is real
elastic
inflated.
Energy.
Yeah, but it is bigger, so it's got a little more drag.
Yeah.
But I was hitting those from, if I had to guess, right around that range, 40, 45, because
for sure.
The width of a football field is around 53 yards, I believe, and
53.5, I want to say.
Side to side. So I got like maybe there's a future there. We'll see.
Yeah. Never too late to become a kicker.
No, not at all. Cam Little, Texas A&M guy, right? 70-yarder. Never missed an extra point.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, which is like not that crazy of a stat, but it's like he's like 250 for 250. So it's like if it was a free throw, that'd be hella impressive. So
I mean, it's a college BAT, so
yeah, right.
But is that including
closer?
Is that including high school
too?
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's, you know what? We'll give it to never even been blocked.
That's right. Exactly.
Wow. That's, you know what? Football, that's why they say football is the ultimate team sport. Shout out all of his special teamers, all the guys blocking for him. His holder, always good holds.
So I think holder is one of the least appreciated positions on the team because, like, dude, that's not a fucking easy thing to do. I mean, if you gave most players an offseason, maybe they could get it down, especially like receivers. But you really have to get that timing down, and you really have to like make up. Like, not every snap is going to be that consistent. They're going to be coming in high, low, left, right. You got to get that thing, spin it so the laces are out. And it's one of those things you do it 1,000 times and you never mess it up. You get 0 credit. You mess it up one time, no one ever forgets it. So
Tony
shout
Romo.
out to the holders out there. Oh, and Tony Romo almost like made up for it too. That's like one of the most roller coaster plays of all time. It's like, oh fuck, oh shit, you know. So
Yeah. Long snappers too. Unappreciated.
Yes. True.
And we talked to a certain long snapper, Mr. Scott Daly, the Chicago Bears long snapper. He was out there signing autographs after Bears
one of the
training
greatest
camp.
dailies in Chicago history.
Yep. Yeah. And he was really nice. A lot of the Bears players who get out there and sign autographs are either not out there for long, not out there at all, or don't really engage with the people that they're signing. The guys who I've noticed from my time there, Jonathan Owens, I want to say like damn near every day is out there signing autographs, which is really nice. Romo Dunze went over to a small group of people, Luther Burden, but that was the first time I had seen them. Not to take anything away from them. I haven't been there every day, but Cole Kmet as well. Cole Kmet, while he was signing autographs, did not seem to respond to anybody's inquiries about their
especially
order.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would have been so legendary because a guy like Cole grew up in fucking Barrington, like he's had fucking Johnny's beef. Come on, I think he has at least.
I think if you've been around Chicago long enough, you have to have gone to Johnny's beef. Like it's like Gina Jude's equivalent, basically.
Yes, agreed. We also saw another pretty cool guy, ancillary character.
Yes, Spice
fucking Adams, dude. The GOAT. Biggums, or Tyrone Biggums or something like that.
I think it's Chauncey Biggums.
Tyrone Biggums is like from fucking Chappelle Show. So that's where that comes from. But yeah, he does like the skits. He also former Bear, first of all, former Bear D lineman, I want to say. But he used to do the skits on Instagram.
Cream Biggums.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. He's doing the skits where he's shooting off the rack.
Yeah,
like shooting 3-pointers, and they're just hitting like top of the backboard, like not even on the backboard, like the supporting scaffolding behind it. But his form, you can tell that like he has like some semblance of athleticism because of the way he shoots it and the way that he jumps and like the fluidity of his motion. But it's just like so haywire. It's just a great character. He's a guy that like, there's athlete funny and then there's like actual funny, and he's like on the tier of actual funny. Really, really cool to see him. And, the surprise factor was just awesome to be like, is that it is, it was pretty cool.
And we saw him, we were yelling, Spice. And
I think we were the only ones to call him out by Spice.
We were I think so. He's definitely like, I mean, if you've been a Bears fan for long enough, you probably know who he is. People who are getting autographs, like, we were standing with them. We didn't actually get the autographs ourselves, but they're all kids.
Right.
Like they're all
mostly, yeah.
The occasional
kids
adult.
And parents.
Yeah. And then the 35-year-old
losers.
Yeah. Losers. So the kids obviously like are too young to know who Spice Adams is, but we knew, and he seemed to appreciate that we knew. He looked, we were like, "You're the GOAT."
Got to get a pop. Yep.
Yeah, got a little nod and a smile. That was a fun moment.
That was cool for sure.
When I went, I stayed one day. The second day that I went to training camp, I stayed after just to see like the players sign autographs. I didn't actually like interact with any of the guys, so it was fun to interact with some of them when they were there.
Yeah.
I asked Scott Daly who he thinks would win in a race, Ben Johnson or Dennis Allen, and Scott Daly said he's going to plead the fifth on that one. You got to respect. You got to respect, but we all know it's Ben. We all know it's Ben.
Allen, I feel like he's definitely the type of guy though that could maybe like dive at an ankle or something. Like maybe he could have some trickery. Maybe he times up the gun, because I feel like he's a crafty dude. But if it's a fair race, Johnson's winning that every time.
Yeah, but that visor is not giving Dennis Allen any aerodynamics as much as he thinks it is.
Man, God, I love a visor. I love a defensive coordinator with a visor. I can't lie,
dude. I really like Dennis Allen. I really like him.
Me too. I liked, in terms of, I didn't see a ton of Ben Johnson at training camp just because of where he was positioned and where we were sitting. We saw a lot of Dennis Allen, and like body language wise, like the players respect him, but also they're comfortable with him. And he was having his eyes and his hands on everything, and like it was his shit. It was nice. Oh, for sure. For sure.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
No, he's a guy that like he was demanding excellence out there, which was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
They were working on the peanut punch drill, which was good to see too.
Mm-hmm.
the biggest takeaway I had from like the actual like meat and potatoes of what we saw practice wise was they do drills for what seems like 45 seconds. Like they had probably like a 30 to 45 minute block of like where they were separated into offense and defense, and they probably got through like 20 different things. It was unreal.
Yeah, they fly through their drills. The efficiency is insane. Like,
it's crazy
when you think about what your responsibilities are as a head coach. Scheduling a practice is
just one.
It's just one of the many things, and it looks insane. They are crazy. There's not a single second wasted.
Literally second, because they time impressive. It all. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They have scoreboards on each end of the field and counting down between drills. Big air horn goes off once it goes off, and they start to move to their next drill. It's really it's a marvel. It's really impressive to watch. It's like a boot camp. It's cool. I sort of get.
It looks like professionals. Like that's what that's what I would say.
Yes. You know? Yeah. 100%. It looks like I'm getting paid to do this. I'm gonna like do it the best I can. I really wish that I had gotten the chance to go to an Eberflus training camp to see the difference, because I can't imagine it looked anything like it does this year.
Yeah, can't imagine at all.
But the biggest thing that we're not mentioning is how they closed out practice.
I was about to say, big highlight for the social media presence of Michael Valenzuela.
Oh yeah,
that was epic.
Sleeper Bears had a good day yesterday. I did my duty as a reporter. Bears closed out practice with a couple one-on-ones between their offensive linemen and defensive linemen. The first rep was between Darnell Wright and Montez Sweat.
Marquee matchup.
Dude, Darnell Wright can move.
Athletes, bro. He was doing that there's that famous clip where he was doing the wide receiver workout in his rookie year. You remember that? Like the conditioning. Like they gave the conditioning offseason plans, and he's like, yeah, actually I've been doing the wide receiver one, which is awesome, first of all. But second of all, I guess it paid off a little bit because he had some wiggle, he had some acceleration, tracked the ball well, kind of hit him with a little bit of late hands too, honestly. Like, that was a good rep.
He ran a little inside. Yeah, it almost looked like a little sluggo. He went inside, got outside Montez, pushed him vertically, came back shoulder ball, high pointed it. And then he tossed the ball at Montez after the rep, which is awesome.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Yeah, I love that.
It was very cool. He had a clip earlier in training camp too, with like they were just seeing which offensive lineman got the best hands, and he has like the spinning one hand catch. He can do it all. He's gonna catch a touchdown pass or two, maybe even throw one this season.
And you gotta think that the big boys, like, first of all, I'd assume they all dream of scoring a touchdown, getting the ball, whatever it is, right? But when Ben Johnson is your coach, like you probably take those reps a little bit extra seriously, because you know, like, hey, if I show him something here, he's gonna he's gonna put a pin in that, and like he's gonna, maybe pull that out of the bag of tricks week 14 in a random ass game. Like, you never know.
Yeah. So that was just rep 1. They did 3 total. Rep 2 was between Bears right guard Jonah Jackson and Bears defensive tackle Big Andrew Billings.
Oh my
big
God,
boy.
dude.
Big boy.
Oh my God. That man. Whew.
Jonah Jackson just ran a streak. I think he knew he knew what he had on.
He had the scouting report for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And but Caleb threw a perfect ball, hit Jonah in the hands. He couldn't come down with it. So I think he heard footsteps. I think everyone at training camp heard footsteps when Big Billings was chasing down Jonah Jackson. So the second rep went to the defense, and that was the
Billings, man,
went pretty well.
When Billings was moving down the field, like, that is like a vivid memory in my mind. Like, damn, that dude can move. Like, I don't even know if he was running fast, but just seeing that much mass come at you, even from like 100 yards away, fucking looked like a rhinoceros, dude. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'd love to hear what he was chirping at him afterwards too.
Yeah, the video of Jonah Jackson and Andrew Billings. That's the one that did well. We had WGN News reach out to me saying they wanted to post it. I didn't catch if they actually shared it. I haven't seen anything from them about it. So I don't know if the guy followed through, but that was cool. White Sox Dave. Got a repost from White Sox Dave. That was
Shout out WSD. One of the smartest people in America, I've heard.
He reposted Jonah Jackson with the quick first step off the snap. which
White Sox,
which I responded, "Flip them hips, Big Bill. Flip them hips.
Flip them hips." Yep.
Oh, and we got a follow from White Sox Dave. It's pretty cool.
We did, or you did. Big Bill. I don't know if that is that like an official nickname?
Big Bill.
I like Big Bill.
I think he was born with it. Big Bill.
It's true. That's true.
I hope
I'd love to see what the stats were. Love to see what the stats were when he came out of the womb.
Oh, record breaking.
Yeah, 100%.
Over under 97th percentile baby weight for Andrew Billings.
Yeah, I'd say that he was probably like a 11-pounder, 12-pounder.
Yeah, that's a lot of standard deviations. That's a big baby. It's a big baby. I'd love to see what his mother looks like. All respect to Mrs. Billings.
All respect.
And Andrew. Respect. I would just love to see. It seems like I'd love to see what that dinner table is looking like. Family dinner night at the Billings household. Everybody eats. I
guarantee you Miss Billings can fucking cook like nobody's business. Guarantee it. She's like for high school football, I guarantee you when the players were like, "Oh, Miss Billings is cooking this week for Thursday or for team dinners this week," like everybody was a little bit extra hyped, you know? Maybe they had to push it like back a day because everyone had to digest everything, you know, before game day. But yeah, I would put good money on her being one of the better mom cooks on the Bears roster.
Yeah. Yeah, with a boy that big, you gotta be. I'd love to know what Andrew Billings' Johnny's beef order is.
Oh my God.
I think the long-term plan for this podcast should be that we eventually get athletes from the Chicagoland area on.
The first question that we ask anybody, or the last? Probably the first.
Probably the first question that we will ask all of them is, have you been to Johnny's Beef? And then the second being, what is your Johnny's Beef order? How many, first off, I think we can already assume Andrew Billings is going for the 9-inch beef since that dropped. Like,
yes,
no question. The question is how many?
Yeah.
How many 9-inch beefs does it take for Andrew Billings to get a full stomach?
And I feel like this is, I feel like Billings is the type of guy too that's like, okay, I want a hot dog, but since he hasn't been to Johnny's yet, he also orders the fries because, you know, if you go to Johnny's, you order a hot dog, it comes with fries.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he's going whatever he orders, he's also getting a hot dog and he's also getting fries on top of that. So I would love to see
but
it.
It's not even because of he's not an experienced Johnny's guy. He's probably been around the block. I mean, he is a newer guy. He's only
he plays it off. He plays it off as like, oh, the hot dog came with fries. I didn't know that. But like, Billings, this is the third time we've gone to Johnny's with you. You know what I mean? You're not slick.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be my guess.
And then so that takes us to our third rep of this offensive line, defensive line drill. And Joe Thuney with the best release out of the bunch. Dude, that man is quick. You can see why he's a multiple All-Pro at the left guard position, multiple time Super Bowl champion, and only protects the best. Ran a mean slant route on the other vet, Grady Jarrett. Caught it, won the little mini game for the offense, and the defense had to do some push-ups to end off practice.
Yep.
It was so fun. It was a great way to
vibes are really high.
Yes. Yeah. It's a good way to end off a light practice. And I think I've been there both times that Ben Johnson has decided to do something fun. Last time I was there last week, he had the defensive guys on offense and the offensive guys on defense for one last rep. And the defense won that one. So
who was QB?
Caleb was still QB.
Okay.
They had a couple guys stay in their position, but they had like Billings at offensive guard. I think they still had Dahlman at center, and then they had the DBs at wide receiver. DeAndre Swift was playing middle linebacker. It was cool. It seems like Wednesdays are their day that they do the fun stuff. Although yesterday was Thursday, so maybe
not. But who knows? But if we do make the Super Bowl, and if we are playing the Patriots, and if we are up by multiple scores in the third quarter and are at the 1-yard line, a handoff to Billings might be appropriate.
Who knows? That would be awesome. Sick. And it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Super Bowl, anytime touchdown score, Andrew Billings plus.
Oh, if you could find a line for that, that would be sick.
It's great value.
Yeah, it really is.
I think if there's anywhere to bet on Darnell Wright scoring a touchdown this year, it's free money. It's free money unless he gets hurt. Knock on wood. Hoping the best because I want to see what this man can do.
Me too.
But we saw a couple guys at training camp who were wearing some peculiar jerseys.
We did.
Some peculiar jerseys. They were not the names of any Bears players. They were very Italian. There were some heavier set guys, probably in their 40s, maybe 50s. And we had an interesting
Johnny's Beef veterans.
Johnny's Beef veterans. We had a little interesting discourse about the jerseys they were wearing, in a sense that these guys probably come to camp and they're like, I ain't wearing another man's name on my back.
Hell no.
Only name on my back is Feliciano or whatever. I don't know what that guy's name.
Something
name
like
was.
That. It was something like
along
that.
those lines.
Gambino.
Yeah. But I think there is a take there in the sense that if you're wearing the jersey of a generation younger than you, I think I don't know. It's a little weird.
Red flag.
It's a red flag.
I agree.
A little weird as a fan. I think you should, and this should be just regulation for sports fans. You should only be able to wear the jersey of a player from your generation, like when you were a kid, or
I agree.
prior. Like,
or prior.
For us, like I have a Caleb Williams jersey. I feel a little weird wearing that because like Caleb and I are the same age. It's cool and all. Caleb's my QB. I love it, but like, dude, we're like a few months apart, bro. I don't know. I feel a lot more.
No, I totally agree.
I have a Devin Hester jersey that I feel a lot happier wearing because that was like, childhood hero. I mean, dude's right behind me.
It's your boy.
So go.
Yeah. I feel like there is like definitely a little bit of like, okay, if you're a Chicago legend, like Urlacher status, then like whatever age you are, you can kind of get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're wearing like a Hester jersey or a fucking Johnny Knox jersey, Jay Cutler, a guy who's probably, good enough that you would want to buy his jersey, but not good enough that you'd ever buy it after he was on the team. Like you have to have lived through that as no older than like a 13-year-old. That
I think you could go. You can go like up to.
You'd push it.
I'd say 18. Once you're older than 18, it's like it's a little weird. Once you start to like do things that you do as an adult, like
pay taxes,
whether you're paying taxes, you're working, pursuing higher education, any of those things, I don't think you should be buying. Like, I will not be buying a Colson Loveland jersey unless Colson Loveland like ends up becoming the best tight end in Bears franchise history.
Yeah,
which is get like a pass because Colson Loveland's a Michigan guy, so that's cool.
Yes,
but Colson Loveland, I think, is 2 years younger than me, maybe 3. I don't know if I'm going to be wearing a 20-year-old's jersey. It's a little.
Colson Loveland also would have to do a lot to move into the first place on the big board of former Michigan players, former Bears players who I would buy a jersey of, because first on that list would be.
I don't know. I'm blanking right now.
The head coach of the.
Oh, dude, Jim Harbaugh jersey would go crazy.
Jim Harbaugh Bears jersey.
So fire.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to get one of those.
I've been looking. I've been thrifting. I've been online. I'm not paying $80 for it, but
it'd be really hard to find an original. You might have to get like a custom number 4 Harbaugh jersey.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
But that would be
like, tough.
You pull up to the Bears games with a Harbaugh jersey. Mad respect. That's awesome.
Yeah, I would love that. And then it also lets me put a, it's a wild card if I see anybody with like an Ohio State hat or a Michigan State, something license plate. I can just, you could play it off as being a Bears fan, but they don't like that name. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So. I will say getting a jersey of a player when they were in college seems a little better because in college, like everyone is sort of college age, and it's just like, I feel like the allegiances in college sports are a lot stronger than NFL. Like if you're a diehard Notre Dame fan, Michigan fan, whatever, like you're probably a bigger fan of that team than you are. Yes, 100%, especially if you attended that college.
Right.
So exactly. I'd give a pass. I also think it's way easier to have a big impact on your school, like have a bigger legacy at a college program because your time is so short there versus when you're in the NFL, like it's much harder to make a name for yourself.
Right. The playing field is pretty even for everybody. in college. You only get like 4 years maximum, maybe 5. And if
Mhm.
you're good, you probably aren't playing 5 years in your sport, especially nowadays. So there's a pretty good like benchmark for all the records, all of the, like kind of the lore, the history book or whatever. You're not going to get a guy who's just like, oh yeah, he was like the quarterback for 12 years for the Bears and,
Mhm.
never was really that good, but he's, I guess, the all-time leading passer, There's not as much of that going on in college.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, I'll make, I'll put some asterisks on my take about buying jerseys. Because I think there are multiple reasons to buy jerseys. And you can buy a jersey because, you're a big fan of the player, which I think is the worst reason to buy a jersey.
I agree.
Especially if you're our age or older and you're buying the jersey of a
Mm-hmm.
of a 23-year-old kid who has honestly
Right.
not proved much. But
Right.
if you're going out there and you're buying a Tory Taylor jersey because you respect special teams and you're just
I
there
like
for the
that.
love of the game,
Mm-hmm.
that is fire. Like more
Yep.
people should be doing that. I was at
I would
the
say
Rams game last year, Bears Rams. We won that game, and there was a guy with a Johnny Hecker jersey, and I had to like go up to him and tell him how fire that jersey was
that is
because
pretty sick.
that
Yeah.
man loves football. That man
You
loves
have
football.
to.
Yes, and Johnny Hecker
Hector's one
is
of the
a hell of
goats
a
too.
punter. Yes,
Hell of a
100%.
punter.
A
Yeah.
great arm too. Underrated arm. Johnny Hecker's
That's
got
facts.
a
That's
great
facts. He
passer
had
rating.
like, yeah. But I was gonna say a couple other reasons where I would say it's valid to buy a jersey. One, if your name plays with it. Like we went to high school with a kid named Brady, and he had a Tom Brady jersey, and it was just like Brady, nice. Like that's just a cool, like that'll play for the most part. And then I would say the other reason that makes it acceptable is kind of like how like a butterfly in the wild, right? It looks a certain way, so it attracts a certain type of butterfly, right? Like if you're out there, it's if you're out there and you're wearing like a maybe
like a Patriots number 81 jersey. Is that what you're saying?
No. No, I was saying more so along the lines of like if you're wearing like an Earl Bennett jersey, or if you're wearing like something where it's like a guy that you kind of really have to be a diehard fan of the team to know who it is. It can kind of maybe give you some credit or give you a little bit of
you're like, okay, this guy's not a casual.
Right. It gives you the EBK status. So that could be another reason.
Yeah.
Like if you're at, a random store and you see a jersey that you just can't pass up, like who the fuck would ever own this?
There was a guy at Bears training camp this week or last week who had an Eddie Pinheiro jersey, or at Family Fest.
Like what the fuck?
Like that's awesome. That's so awesome.
That is pretty dope. Does it have a tilde on the jersey too?
I think
like the little above the N. So that's pretty rare. That's pretty cool.
So that's
gotta like that.
That's acceptable. If you're buying Eddie Pinheiro jerseys, you're doing it for the love of the game. You're not like a huge oh, Eddie Pinheiro's my boy. You're just like, I'm gonna get the most random jersey ever.
Solid kicker for the Bears too. Not great, but
and then there's jerseys you can buy. Eddie Pinheiro.
No, that was
it was the Broncos. In 2019, he hit the game winner against the Broncos. That was like after we got rid of Cody Parkey, and we were like, okay, this new kid on the block kind of got a leg.
Yes,
that was a nice way It was a nice win, but I think like you can buy a jersey for comedic reasons. Anyone wearing 69, like Will Clapp, the center, he's been around the league.
Good one.
Like that's a great jersey. Buying jerseys of like terrible players is a good gag.
Yep.
Like if anyone has like a Chicago
for the
Bears
other team.
Yeah, if anyone has a Chicago Bears Jason Campbell jersey, like mad respect.
Parkey jersey is kind of like tongue in cheek. That'd be a good play if you're a Packers fan.
Yeah, if you're a Packers fan,
I would love to I would love to invest in a John Bostic jersey as a Bears fan. He's the guy who in the
his
Packers
name is
Seahawks game.
So I looked it up. His name
Isn't it John Bostic?
Brandon Bostic.
Brandon Bostic. Okay, John Bostic might have been a Michigan player.
He was,
but Brandon Bostic. Brandon Bostic is the guy that in the Seahawks versus Packers game in the 2012 wild card, I want to say, let the onside kick of the Seahawks go off his helmet, and then the Seahawks recovered it and won the game in overtime. So pretty big fuck up on his part. So yeah, maybe a Kevin King jersey, maybe a Brandon Bostic jersey. Those could go well.
Yeah,
that would be a fun pair. We should pull up to Packers game in those jerseys.
That actually would be great. I think buying jerseys of players on other teams is like very underrated, because then you can you're not really buying it because like you like the team and you want to support them, but it's specifically because like there's some like fun reason. Like I went to a Miami Dolphins game like 2 years ago and bought a Devon. I think it was 2 years ago now. I bought a Devon Achane jersey. Achane, yeah. Or Devon Achane, I believe his name is pronounced. Bought that jersey because I picked him up off waivers. Or I'm sorry. I drafted him. I drafted him his rookie year, and he was an absolute monster. And I was like, I need this dude. Like, he's done so much for me. I'm going to support him by buying his jersey.
There you go.
So I have a Devon Achane jersey, and it's great.
Yeah, he ran like a 4.26. He was so fast as fuck.
I really want to buy a Davis Mills jersey. I think that would be the next jersey I
buy
facts. Of a player who's not on the Bears. Which is like,
I could get a fucking whatever the guy that caught it's called.
Yeah, I don't even know his name.
No idea.
But if you pull up to a Bears game with a Davis Mills jersey, like you're getting so many nods. That's like
those
mad
respect.
Mad
respect. For sure. But yeah, I think that's good discourse on Jerseydom, because I do think there is it's kind of hard to defend the take of like, I don't want to wear another grown man's name on my back. Like there is some truth to that, where it's like, okay, So now for all you listeners at home, if your jersey is #cringe or #based. Nice.
Yeah. I had a nice segue from jerseys to perhaps a trivia segment, but I think I'd like to. We'll quickly touch on time zones. I have an interesting.
Oh, I like this question. I like this question a lot.
About time zones, and my argument is that the central time zone is by far the best time zone to watch football. I think Eastern might be the worst, followed by Pacific, second worst. Then you've got Mountain Time, and then you've got Central.
I agree.
Now let's run through the Central Time Zone clock. What the air times for the Central Time Zone?
Okay, the kickoffs. Yeah.
So you've got a noon kickoff, which is perfect. Like, noon, lovely, great. You got 3 o'clock, 3:15, 3:30, whatever it ends up being. Nice. Rule of threes lines up nicely, and then you've got the 7:15, 7:20 for the Sunday night games. I don't think it gets better than that. If you're on the Eastern Time Zone, 1 o'clock, ew, it's too far into my day.
Way too far
into my day for football to start. Like, I don't want to get stuff done on a Sunday. Like, I want to like wake up and have just enough time to do like whatever I need to do in the morning, and then sit down and watch football for the next 9 hours.
Agreed.
But if you're waiting until 1 o'clock to do anything at all before you watch football, you're like kind of going to feel like shit.
The scaries are going to come even harder for sure.
And then they have super late, like the games just run till super late.
Oh yeah, dude, your favorite team's playing a primetime game and goes into overtime. Like, you're going to be a piece of shit at work on Monday, and that's starting off your week, so it's tough.
Yep. Yeah. I honestly love football until all hours of the night, so I don't think that's the worst thing ever. But I'd say most people would rather have. Well, Hawaii is even earlier in the morning, but
college football,
I guess. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Nice.
Because they play at like they'll play games that go to like 3 a.m. They'll play games that kick off at like 12:45.
Yeah. So I think most people would argue that you don't want football to be on too late. I think football ending at 10 o'clock, 10:30 is a perfect time. It's Mountain Time Zone. We bump everything up an hour. I'd love to wake up at 11 o'clock, and first thing I do is turn on TV. But 10 o'clock is too early. All the way out in the West. If you're out on a Saturday having a good time, that's too early. And imagine you live on the West Coast and your team is playing in London. And
that's 6 a.m., right?
Damn near. I think it would start at 7. You know how pissed I would be if my team had a 7 a.m. kickoff?
That's dumb as fuck.
I'd be angry. I'd be so angry. 9 o'clock kickoff for a London game is awesome.
And you have to play the Jaguars?
And you have to play the Jaguars. Last year, for the Bears-Jaguars game when they were in London, I went by my girlfriend's and we had breakfast with her whole family. I had crepes, bacon, the whole shebang. It was lovely. And we just got to sit on the couch, eat breakfast, and watch the Bears game. And the Bears absolutely murdered the Jaguars. It was genuinely one of my favorite viewing experiences.
Like viewing experiences, yeah. I would say like for me as well, because that game ended at fucking, what was it, like 11:30 a.m., like right around there. And it's like, oh, Bears won. I get to just watch football today, and the Bears already won.
Guilt-free.
So that was pretty dope. I would also say, you know, you've got people going to church. That can get kind of dicey, right? 12, you're probably in the clear. Like if your church or whatever is going past noon, that's pretty late. You should at least be able to get it on the radio on the car home, right? Versus if it's starting at 10 a.m. and you're a church guy, you're missing half your team's games in a year, or you're just not going to church. So you choose. But yeah, that's another wrinkle that I would say boost the central time zone stock. And yeah, I think it's I've kind of like thought about this before. I've never like really gone through every single time zone, but yeah, I think central hands down is the best as a viewer. And then we could also throw college football in there, because college football, they start at 11 a.m. Central Time. That's the first slate of games, which, like you said, not too early, just early enough, right? And then they go 2:30, 6:30, 8:30, something like that. And those are all
if you're on the East Coast and the biggest game of the night is starting at 9:30, like you're going to be up till at least midnight. It's a Saturday, so it's cool. But still.
And I'd also say, yeah, you could kind of time it up. Like if it's, you know, you got a really big game on, but you still want to do like Saturday night stuff, you could be finished with your Saturday. You could be finished with your football Saturday and then start your nightlife Saturday as a central time zoner. A lot harder to pull that off as an East Coaster.
Yeah, it's just sort of gonna. They have the like NFL Central Sunday schedule, but for Saturday college football, which would be elite if there wasn't that additional 9:30 kickoff game.
Right.
So
because there's no lull. Like when the second window of games, when red zone ends, there's like like an hour, 2 hours between the next kickoff. College football, it's not going to stop. Like 11 a.m. till midnight, you're going to get football. So that's why they have that extra time zone, or that extra, whatever it's called, time slot. Yeah, I think that's a good take. I think that's a very good take.
Yeah, internationally, I don't think there's a single good time zone, unfortunately. As soon as you get past like the 3 o'clock slate of games, if you're anywhere like east of London, you're not going to be able to watch. You won't be able to stay up for any of the games in the 3 o'clock, the afternoon slate. So they say.
Would love to find a random country that has like affiliation to an NFL team in the Super Bowl, and then like go to a bar there at like a wicked hour of the day and just watch it with the diehards of the local culture.
So we're talking about with Lucas with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, our buddy Lucas, he's in Japan teaching English to Japanese kids. Shout out to him. Big Eagles fan. He found a Eagles bar in Tokyo, and I want to say it was at like 8 a.m. when the game like either finished or kicked off.
It was real early.
Drinking beers on a Monday, which it would have been a Monday, right? Monday morning with the Eagles faithful in downtown Tokyo, which is just, I mean, that's got to be just an unreal vibe.
That is a peak experience. And then he was like, they were running through the streets celebrating the win, and all the Tokyo locals were like,
"Fry Eagles, fry!" Yes, that's what they were saying. I believe that's what he said, not me. But yeah,
that is what this.
I'm more of a fried chicken guy, but
versus fried eagle.
Yeah, versus fried eagle.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. I think that takes us nicely to our next segment.
Now that the women are stopped. Now that the women got out of here.
Yeah. Now it's just football fans.
Now it's just the boys.
So it's a good time for some trivia. Graham,
I think it is.
So I have a trivia question set up, which you might get pretty instantly because we've sort of went over it. We were talking about it earlier, but I put a little spin on it. I don't know what you have for me. And to be honest, your trivia questions are normally pretty challenging, so I don't know how.
Yes. Well, I think that this one you will be able to. I don't know if you're going to get all of them. Like it's kind of like a list, and I have like an over/under set for you on how many I think you're going to get. I think you'll have a pretty good time working through it because there's some interesting answers. But if you want to, do you want to shoot yours first?
I'll shoot mine first. first.
Okay.
So this is Bears trivia, correct? And your question is Bears related?
Yes, very Bears related. Yes.
Let me do a quick Google search to make sure that my question is correct.
Wow, you're like
just date. Just
the kind of guy that fills in your crosswords in pen, huh? You just going straight off the dome, straight off the memory bank on this one. I like it.
So this was, it looks like 2016 or 20. So I just want my question to be accurate. You ready?
Yeah, you're integrous man.
All right. So since 2016, since 2016, 4 non-quarterbacks for the Bears. Sorry, that's also incorrect. Since 2016, 3 non-quarterbacks have thrown touchdowns for the Bears. Pat O'Donnell did it once versus the Vikings. This thumbs up thing.
That's sick.
I don't know why it does it, but it honestly pisses me off. Tariq Cohen has 2. He has 1 against the Giants and 1 against the Ravens. And Cameron Meredith has 1. Who were the 4 players who caught
to receive
those touchdowns?
Ooh. Okay. So Pat O'Donnell threw a ball to Benny Cunningham.
That is correct on the fake punt touchdown pass to Benny Cunningham.
That's the most memorable one. Benny had a lot of rack on that one too, so the announcers had enough time to like kind of say who it was. And that's like
one of the best 2-play sequences because the play after that was the 2-point conversion where Mitch hands off to Jordan Howard, who hands off to another player and then tosses it back.
Unironically, might be the cleanest play I've ever. Like when I first watched that, like I was just in awe. Like that looked so damn smooth. It looked like they'd ran that play 1,000 times. It worked so great. But anyway, also him being like a short guy wearing 30, like kind of an aesthetic there, like just filled up his torso well. But yeah, that was Benny Cunningham. Okay, so then Tariq Cohen threw the one to the Giants, which there's like certain angles of that play where you see it and it goes through like 7 different people's hands. Like the window on that ball was fucking crazy.
Last play of the game too.
Last play of the game to send it to overtime. Kind of wish we went for 2 there. Only one of 4 games we lost that year. But who came down with that? I remember he was rolling out, right? Obviously, receiver was coming across the formation. He threw it very late. But who was the guy that snagged that? Because this is after we had some pretty notable names at receiver. But I think it was it Anthony Miller?
It was
Anthony Miller. Let's go. 17. Like that. And then against the Ravens. Okay.
This was it was a nice toss play, toss outright to Tariq Cohen, and he just throws an absolute rainbow ball, drops it in the bucket. That was a fun game. Bears won that one in overtime off a Jordan Howard 50-yard run, brought us into field goal range. Fun fact. 2017. Thank you for
that game. See, this feels like it'd be going to a speed guy if I kind of remember. I'm trying to remember like who was that guy for us at that point.
Kendall Wright.
Is that who it was?
No.
That was our speed guy.
That was our leading receiver that year, I believe.
Yeah. Leading receiver?
I think so. Yeah, Mitch's rookie year.
No way. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, that was a wild time. That was like when Mike Glennon started the season.
Mm-hmm.
But who did that go to? Let me think. I'm having the hardest time. I remember this play, but I'm having the hardest time like picturing like the movie of it in my head.
I can give you a hint if you need one.
Okay, I might need a hint on that one. But I know I'm going to need a hint on the Cameron Meredith one. So let me cook on this one for a little bit longer. I want to say.
I think for the audience's sake, I'll have to put
Yeah. Give me a hint.
A shot clock. I'll
Or
give you the hint right away. This player who caught the touchdown pass from Tariq Cohen was also involved on the 2-point conversion play in the touchdown against the Vikings.
Okay. So Mitch takes the ball, hands it off to Jordan Howard,
who hands it off to this player,
Trey Burton.
Tossed it back to Mitch. Nope.
No? Was it a tight end?
Was it tight end? It was not Trey Burton.
Oh, it was fucking damn. It was our boy who almost lost his damn leg, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Miller. Our boy.
Zach Miller.
Zachary Miller time, who I had the pleasure of meeting not too long ago on Bears draft night, which was pretty cool. He seems like he's doing good. He's getting into watches now. So I think he had like a really nice Breitland on and he was getting into watches. So watch game, beware. Zach Miller is coming for you. But then the Cam Meredith one. So can you remind me of this play? Because I'm having trouble picturing it.
The original Philly special, which I guess gives you a hint as to who was the player. This is the first time the Philly special was ran in the NFL. The Bears ran it successfully.
It was Nick Foles.
It was not Nick Foles. Nick Foles was not on the Bears.
No. Not Nick Foles. It was fucking.
This was before the Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was right. Because we got Nick Foles after. We got Nick Foles after, right?
We got Nick Foles in like 2019, like 2-3 years after.
Like after he won the Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. After he won the Super Bowl, went to Jacksonville and then went to Chicago.
And then you're right. Okay. So it was a quarterback, obviously. But who was the one that came down with it? Who was this against?
Against the Vikings, last week of the season.
Yeah. Oh, this was such a fucking trash. We were trash that year too, yeah?
Yep, we were very bad.
Weird year. I mean, wait, you said it was 2019, right?
This was 2016. This is the earliest one.
Oh, no. 2019 was Foles. This is 2016. So it was the limbo between Cutler and Mitch, and I don't think Cutler was playing this game, which would make it. Was it Chase Daniels? No, right?
Chase Daniels.
It was the other. It was the other backup. It was the other backup who had like a decent amount of burn for the Bears, which was yeah.
I believe he was highly drafted.
Highly drafted?
I don't know exactly.
Ricky Williams was also highly drafted.
Never mind. He was drafted 98th overall by the Philadelphia Eagles, and then made his way to the Bears. He spent a little time with the Bills. Went to USC.
Oh my fucking god. Dude. Give me the first. What's his first initial?
M.
Matt. What's his last name?
Or number 12 for the Bears.
Dude. Oh my lord. This was such a like. This was probably like one of the only eras of Bears where I was just like not even like I probably watched this game, but I can't imagine that I was like lost in whatsoever.
Shares a last name with a Super Bowl winning running back.
Matt Biakapatuka. Matt.
Close.
Matt Barkley. Fuck. Yes. That's the USC. When you said USC, like my fucking neurons started connecting, but I couldn't get there. Yeah. Matt Barkley. That's the guy. He started like 6 or 7 games for us.
Something like that.
Something like that. Which could also shout out to our jersey conversation earlier. I'm sure that'll be a thing.
If you get a 6
like in high school
jersey.
Football or in middle school football, like that's going to be like, you're going to see quarterbacks wearing 67. It's going to be tragic. Guarantee you that's going to be
awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Could be cool. But
yeah,
yeah, I'll say I did decent on that. Could have done a little bit better. I'm mad I couldn't think of Matt Barkley quicker, but I'm okay with that performance. Hopefully at home you did better. Yeah, it's a fun question. But now I got a good one for you. Not necessarily easy. You have to know a very good amount of Bears trivia for this, but you also need to know a good amount of NFL trivia for this. And yeah, I'll get into it. So, Michael, I'd like you to name a Bears player or all of the Bears players who have scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl on a team that was not the Chicago Bears. So at some point in their career, they were on the roster of the Chicago Bears. And at a different point of their career, they scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl for a non-Chicago Bears team. Oh. And a lot of the guys to do this scored some very memorable touchdowns in the Super Bowl and some very unique touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so are we talking before they were on the Bears or at any point in their career they were on the Bears? There's going to be a lot of guys.
See, I thought there was going to be a lot more, but there isn't a fuck ton.
Okay. Nick Foles.
At least from my research.
Nick Foles.
So, yeah.
Alshon Jeffrey scored a touchdown in that Super Bowl.
There's a double one. Yep.
Oh, but it gets Damian Williams, I believe, Chiefs running back. I don't even know if you got him on your list, but I think he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. That's a great pull.
Let me see. I don't think he scored him because I checked the most recent one's pretty good. Dude, if you pulled that, I'm very impressed.
I think I might get more than you got written down.
Potentially.
How far back did you go in the Super Bowls?
Like that. So basically what I did was I found a list of all of the players that have scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. It was by like Max Preps, and then I cross-referenced that to like ChatGPT's history of Bears players. So there's definitely some cracks. But I also went through it pretty good. And I have a good amount of names. So I'm surprised that you pulled a guy that we didn't find. But did Damian Williams score a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
I want to say he did. I want to say he scored multiple touchdowns.
He did. He scored 2 touchdowns against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Shout out you. Was he rostered by the Bears?
Yep. He's on the Bears the year after, I believe.
Okay. Now I feel better about you getting all of these guys now. Okay. That's a very high start.
How many do you have on the list?
So you got 1, 2, 3.
I have 3. One of them who you did not have.
3, 4, 5. I have 6 more.
6 more.
And one of them is I have 5 more really, because one of them is a technicality. And one of them is very hard because I don't think you know this guy ever played for the Bears. But you know this guy.
So, okay. Well, I think I know exactly who that is, and that's going to be Tracy Porter. Tracy Porter played for the Chicago Bears.
Okay. No, he wasn't the one that I thought. But Tracy Porter, very good pull. Scored a very memorable touchdown, game-sealing touchdown for the Saints. Only Super Bowl they've won. Beat Peyton Manning. Great pull. And he had a pretty decent tenure with the Bears. Like, he was a cornerback for a little bit. I think he had a pick 6 against the Packers. I want to say
maybe. Not that I think he was on the Bears in a bad year. We were not good when he was with Chicago.
Yeah, no, he wasn't good, or we weren't good. But yeah, it was like a name to get that was like, oh, that's cool. I know who that guy is.
So, man, this is going to be really. It's honestly more challenging to even just remember who has scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Is his name Joseph Adai? Did he ever play for the Bears? The guy on the Colts who scored the touchdown against the Bears? Free safety?
That is not on my list, but I could check that. I don't believe that is.
I don't think.
Wait. You're right here, but you're wrong. You're right here, but you're wrong.
Musa Muhammad, was he on the Colts at the point when?
So you're. First of all, you're double wrong and also double right here because we'll go back to the earlier thing.
So it's Musa Muhammad, but he scored.
Musa Muhammad scored an 85-yard touchdown on the Panthers, longest touchdown in Super Bowl history, or longest receiving touchdown in Super Bowl history. I think Marcus Allen might have a longer one. But he also scored with the Bears in the Super Bowl, but that definitely counts. Musa Muhammad's on the list.
I'll give you another guy with an asterisk. and that's Antoine Randall L.
That is the guy. That is the sixth man. Yes, it is. Antoine Randall L., who is affiliated with the Chicago Bears as a coach, scored, I would assume, the longest passing touchdown by a non-quarterback in Super Bowl history against the Seahawks. Yep. That was a weird Super Bowl, right?
2005, longest touchdown pass from a non-quarterback.
Big Ben was like a baby. He was like his second or third year in the league. That's it. I think Hasselbeck was the fucking quarterback.
Okay, and then that means another Steeler, Santonio Holmes. He is on that list. He spent a little bit of time with the Bears.
Okay, keep cooking.
Okay, how many more do we got on your list?
So okay, let's see.
Oh, okay. Trey Burton on the other end of the Philly special. Threw it to Nick Foles.
Two more now.
I almost left him out. Man, this is going to be a fun one. I really like this question, and we're leaving out a ton of players, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, it's hard to like, I could go through like the 220 players and like go and see if they were ever rostered by the Bears, but some like Wikipedia doesn't always count players that like just signed with the team or were just on the practice squad. Sometimes they only count you if you like actually were on the 53 man.
You have
like when I was looking at certain guys.
So that is like that's the lore. You have to be on the 53 man in order to be considered to have played for a team. Like Robert Tonyan. So Robert Tonyan was on the Lions at one point. He was on their practice squad, or he was there at training camp. It's like Robert Tonyan could have joined the crew of players who's played for everyone in a division. Circle.
Yeah,
but he technically has not.
Good pull on Randall L. I was really hoping you'd get that one. That was the one where I was like, if he can get this, I'll be impressed. So I have two more. You were fucking knocking at the door of one. So you go back to what you were saying about the free safety. Who was that?
Joseph Adai.
So
I believe his name.
So that's what you remember. And how did he score in the Super Bowl?
He had a pick six
against
the Bears.
Okay, so the guy that actually did that did play for the Bears, but it was not Adai. It was a different guy. He was a cornerback, obviously, or not obviously, but he was a cornerback. And I don't really remember him ever playing for the Bears, but timeline wise, it kind of makes sense that I wouldn't. But if you could,
Joseph Adai was their running back or something, or he was another safety at a different point. What's the? I don't know his name. Colts free safety, so he did play for the Bears.
This is Kelvin Hayden.
That's the guy who got the pick six.
That's the guy who got the pick six. So Kelvin Hayden got a pick six against the Bears in the Super Bowl, and then was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" A couple, like literally, I think it was like the next season, which is like wild dynamic, but can't take anything away from the dude. Great
played
play
for the Bears against 2012.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed that I got that because I don't know his name.
But yeah. That was the one where I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to like really lead him to this one. But yeah, you got almost all the way there. You just didn't know his name. And then
so
this guy,
I think I can get there. Maybe.
Okay, so you know who this is 1000%.
Okay.
Do you know he scored it? Like if you really thought about it, you would be like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. But I don't know if you ever remember him as a Bear, because I don't. And he played.
I think I can get
he was
there.
on the roster in 2016. I'll say that.
Oh, all right, okay. Just shuck up the camera. On the roster in 2016, pretty bad year. Scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Was he on the back end of his career at this point? You're muted.
The opposite.
Oh wait, never mind.
Nobody knew who he was yet. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
he was still bouncing at this point in his career. Here, wait, let me see.
It's just like super desynced. It's not too big of a
deal. Okay. But yeah, he at this point in his career was trying to find a home. Bouncing around on a lot of like practice squads and different teams. But he eventually became a pretty household name.
A running back?
Yeah, that's correct.
Who the hell? We had like Jeremy Langford that year.
Jeremy Langford is in a trivia question that I hope to ask you next week. So forget that.
Okay.
Forget that name. Forget that name now.
Can you tell me who he scored a? No, because if you tell me,
I'll tell you this. This is like, I don't even know if you're going to be able to get there on this hint, but Kendrick Lamar, right?
Yeah.
Who's his favorite producer as of recent?
Mustard.
That's your hint.
Gerard Mayo? I don't know.
Fucking great pull, but no. That's funny though. I mean, that makes sense. This also hinges on you following a particular Instagram account.
Ironic Academics?
No, but shout out. That's a fucking crazy shout out. But shout out to Ironic.
Is it, you talking about blank chat? Blank that account?
No.
I don't follow that account anymore.
Okay, so this account was like an NFL meme account. Mustard was in the title. Had to do with the running back that scored for
Reggie Bush,
49ers.
Oh, Latavius Murray?
Nope.
The guy who has that nasty spit. Carlos Hyde?
Nope. We don't like him. He went to Ohio State.
He scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Niners.
Here's another hint. Remember when we were talking about jerseys earlier, and you talked about a guy who you own a jersey of who isn't a Bear?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Devon Chain.
Mm-hmm.
Devon Cole. Oh,
no.
Evan Coleman. Tevin Coleman.
Who was a buddy? Who was his running mate? Who's Devon Chain's running mate?
Oh my God! Wow, I would have never got there. Raheem Mostert.
Raheem fucking Mustard, bro. I like had zero clue that he was ever on the Bears roster, but apparently for one season he was, and he was like, this was earlier in his career. Like, I don't know how common that is for a running back to make it later in their career. Like, that's wild. Like, you gotta, like, I would say 90% of running backs are out of the league in 3-4 years, and this man didn't become a fucking starter until his like 5th or 6th year, it looks like, right? What a wild career path. Yeah. But yeah, Raheem Mostert.
That's a great question.
Thank you. I thought I saw a clip of Alshon Jeffrey scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and I was like, just kind of got me thinking, and I was like, okay, Trey Burton, okay, Tracy Porter. I wonder how many of these other ones I could think of. And then yeah, so that's where we got. Shout out to you for getting fucking Chiefs running back, whatever the fuck that guy's name, Damian Williams, right?
Williams.
That's crazy.
I'm sure there's more that we're forgetting.
I think there is a couple more, because I was getting in a pretty good argument with ChatGPT over which ones they were including and if they were doing their due diligence. But yeah, for all you knuckleheads at home, maybe you could help us out and shout out some other guys, and get creative with it. If they were ever a coach, if they were ever on the practice squad or whatever, let us know, because we'd like to know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully you had a good time racking your brain on that question. I thought was a pretty fun one to think back at some Super Bowls, think back at some former Bears legends, and yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was good. That was very good. Well done. Good question. I think that's all we got for tonight. It's a Friday. Kind of
think so.
Want to get out of here? Go drink some beers, maybe. You're not a big beer guy, but we'll have a couple. Have a good night.
We'll figure it out.
See out for Lucas before he goes back to Japan. Shout out Lucas. Lucas, if you're listening, man, what a surprise. I can't believe you listened to all 1 hour, 13 and 45 seconds of this podcast. Such a big Bears fan.
Yeah, and just before we go, we do have to do the item of the day, right?
Desk item of the day. 10th episode special. This is a big desk item. Very important. What do you got? Nice. It's only right. But wait, it's not just a helmet. It's a phone. It's a phone. It's actually relevant.
And wait, and also, I don't know if you can hear.
I can hear the person calling.
And it's not your mom on the phone, but it's the listener's mom on the phone.
Oh,
and she says she loves you.
Nice. That's a great desk item. I really like it. You must have a huge desk. Huge desk.
Yeah, big desk. Dude. Can barely see the ends of it on either side.
You know what they say about big desks?
It's true. They say, wait. You know what they say about big desks?